I just shared the phytochemicals and certain compounds and also research studies done by the NIH that shows the efficacy of oregano oil, melaleuca, which is also known as tea tree oil. And I'm sharing this because a lot of the time natural remedy gets called quackery or that there's not enough science that supports it when we actually have a lot of science that supports it. In defense of all natural people, there is still a place or a need for pharmaceuticals or modern medicine. And I always use the example that if I'm in a car accident and my intestines are laying on the road, I don't want to call a naturopathic doctor. I want an anesthesiologist and a surgeon. I want really good drugs to knock me out. And there is a place for that. The issue is that a lot of the time modern medicine uses a sludge hammer to solve the issue that a screwdriver could fix. And because we've done that, it's compounded a lot of the issues that then comes from over pharmaceutical or over antibiotic use. One of the major issues that come from the overuse of antibiotics is that we get resistant strains of bacteria. And the way that bacteria do this is that the more we expose them to these antibiotics, and we're talking a lot of antibiotics, we have massively resistant strains of bacteria, also known as MRSA. And these bacteria are really smart and they're able to actually mutate and develop new defenses against these antibiotics. So some antibiotics are going to go through their glycocalyx on the outside, which is like a mucus layer on the outside of bacteria. Some are going to impact their reproduction. Some are going to shut down the organelles inside the bacteria. Antibiotics all work on different receptors and through different mechanisms. But every time a bacteria is exposed to an antibiotic, it gets a little bit smarter. And when it divides, it's able to divide and increase its defenses against these antibiotics. So what we're seeing now is that a lot of antibiotics are actually less efficient than things such as oregano oil, which is the study that I posted on there from the NIH. This is one of the reasons why your pharmacist or your doctor is going to insist that you complete the round of antibiotics. Because if you do not kill off that entire species of bacteria that's making you sick, it's not necessarily your own health that will be impacted. It's that bacteria now has become exposed to the antibiotic you are using, and it will, if you do not kill it all the way off, it will create those defenses and it will become resistant to those antibiotics. We actually see this a lot in the antibiotics that's used in chickens and cows. Humans that are never even given these animal antibiotics are resistant to them because we eat so much of this meat that is high in these antibiotics, and we actually have our own resistance to them. Even though we're never even given these antibiotics, we're also seeing a higher level of allergies from these antibiotics that humans are not even distributed because we are getting them so much in our meat products. That's another reason why grass-fed and organic is going to be really important, because it mitigates and minimizes our exposure to these. So the idea isn't to be anti-pharmaceutical. There are plenty of political reasons why we could be anti-pharmaceutical, but the need and the benefit to pharmaceuticals is definitely there, and we understand that. The main issue is that we're leaning too far into pharmaceuticals when there are natural remedies or prevention that could alleviate a lot of these symptoms and actually solve the underlying issue. And because we lean into pharmaceuticals, all pharmaceuticals have a side effect. There isn't one medication that you are going to find on the shelf or prescribed to you that does not have a side effect, whereas natural remedies do not have as much side effects. Food, exercise, even these plants that I listed, oregano oil, melaleuca, which is tea tree oil, has way less side effects. You might get a little bit of irritation, but they're not going to be long lasting. So we have gotten away from simple remedies because pharmaceutical has just taken over. So the next time you have a sore throat or a little rash or something that is small, I am encouraging you to lean more into natural remedies, lean more into tinctures, food, prevention, natural antibiotics, antimicrobials, because they are no less effective. Remember, antibiotics come from mold. Penicillin was the first antibiotic that was discovered, and that is a plant. So a lot of the pharmaceuticals actually replicate or copy or have a similar compound to some sort of plant or natural form. It's just that plants and natural forms cannot be patented, so money cannot be made off of them, extreme amounts of money. So you can't patent anything that lives in nature, and so that is not very monetarily beneficial for large companies. And so when they can create a synthetic form, they can patent it and make a lot of money off of it. So I hope this encourages people to lean a little bit more into the natural remedies, but If you like educational videos like this, share with friends, comment, give me a like, and hit that follow button for more.